leftover Chinese sweet.
You see everything on the thing?
Sorry, these are annoying.
Absolutely.
Hello, PTG! Proxy Table Gaming. I'm sorry. He pressed record too early.
Halloween special.
Oh, maybe. Nice, though. Strawberry laces, can't go wrong with them.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing, Lucky Sixes?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I have no intestines.
Sorry, it wasn't blood and gore. It was strawberry flavoured yumminess.
Absolutely, yeah. Do we need a disclaimer warning? No, people.
Horror warning.
Yeah.
Well,
he did not just eat a live rabbit on air.
Yet.
Or maybe he did. Yeah. Still got a whole bat rep, yeah. Speaking of which, ending Cardiff, baby. Ending Cardiff.
Oh, it can't end soon enough. No, not really. It's been a stressful tournament. It has really been a stressful tournament. I don't think I've had any games that haven't been mentally challenging. Probably the one with Rob and his Awesome Goblins was probably the most easygoing one. And that's not a reflection on any of my opponents. The situation has caused the stress, not my opponents in any way. And to all intents and purposes, I've enjoyed playing against the people I've enjoyed. But there's been some real moments. And I haven't come out of it with many points in terms of the overall tournament. I'm on 30 out of 80, which isn't great. But like you said, you quickly jumped on a big 20 in the last round, and you can catapult yourself back up to the mid-table respectability, because the target in any tournament I go to is 50 points. Win 2 and don't lose more than you win is my objective. Now I am on 2 losses and 2 draws. So no, it's not, because I haven't won yet. But 2 draws and a 9-11 loss, according to Paul, that's 3 draws, right? So a win here would even me out, surely.
Yes.
And a big 20 would pretty much.
And you've got nice, easy dwarves.
I do have nice, easy dwarves. I don't have a problem fighting against dwarves, especially when they don't include 19 different -1 to win spells. Because let's face it, they can do that for like 200 points or something. So yeah. Anyway, I'm against dwarves. There's my Saurians list. You've seen it, you love it. This might be the last time you see it in a while. Oh, don't say that yet. And I'm going against Simon Bromley, which, yes, it's a 5th new opponent.
This is crazy.
What a run! What a run!
This is crazy.
Can you believe it? This is amazing.
So 4 different armies, 5 different opponents that you haven't played before. What
brilliant!
What weekend?
Absolutely. Thank the new recruits gods for drawing me up against these opponents, and the fact that they were mirroring my scores. It's all these things that came out to come into line. But yes, Simon, brilliant, fantastic. Really pleased to be facing a new person. And Simon has played Saurians before, so he knows what Saurians can do, which always saves a little bit of time, because obviously Saurians is still a relatively new book, but he knows all about what it can do. So looking at his dwarf list, I think dwarves are probably his other main army. It's Saurians or dwarves, and he's mostly dwarves these days. He's got King with the Ancestral Memory for hatred, grudges, etc. He's pretty killy, and the Rune of Craftsmanship. Well, I can't remember what any of these do.
So he's not the big killy one that's like multiple wounds and stuff. He does have 2 Runes of Lightning, which are extra attacks if you hit, which are very likely.
And he's got obviously a decent Aegis save as well.
Craftsmanship to me sounds like AP, but that is a guess.
I'm wondering. Maybe I should actually find this out.
But yeah, otherwise, and Rune of Retribution, I don't know. But otherwise, isn't like your classic killy man.
No. No, and I mean he's only 465 points, which is relatively. I don't think they get much more expensive than that. But he doesn't got like a throne or anything. He's on foot.
Yeah, no throne.
So
it looks like 5 pages as well.
Yeah. And then if I charge him, because he's got his shield, it would go to 4 pages.
Sure.
So Retribution,
Pretty
oh yeah,
basic
so
Thane as well.
if he passes an armor save, then he gets an attack back on me. It's retribution.
Retribution.
It's pretty cheap actually. It's 15 points, so that's why I probably don't know it too much.
And then what's craftsmanship?
Oh, craftsmanship, is that the one that turns it into a great weapon?
Oh yeah, quite possibly.
Yes, it becomes a great weapon, basically. So he's high strength, yeah.
Without the Aegis, agility. Sorry, is it his own agility, or is it just?
No, it follows the rules for great weapons, so effectively it would be +2 AP as well. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
but yeah. So and then
from
basic
Anvil of Power, very good.
Yeah, they both got battle rune. Did you say that? I can't remember who said that.
I don't know if I said that. That's 2 of the 19 -1 to wounds right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some greybeards, clan warriors, so 2 decent infantry blocks, which are very resilient. Some shooting crossbows. The 6 hold guardians. I love these blocks. I think these are so good. They fill so many gaps for the dwarves in the army book, and obviously they can choose their ability at the start of the game, which is very handy in any tournament setting. I think Simon goes with +1 strength and AP, which is quite a regular one. So that's all right. A big block of Kingsguard. They don't shift easy, as we all know. 2 Grudge Busters. I tell you what, Grudge Busters are amazing. And I thought this before this battle, so this isn't a spoiler. Terry ripped me up with Grudge Busters before. Yeah, happy memories.
And ripped up by Terry.
I think they're so good for 305 points. I really do. Steam copters, obviously they're very good. It's a weird little plural thing because that's just 1 steam copter. But anyway, and he's got cannon, 2 ballistas. I mean, beware dinosaurs.
Not rune crafted, but
not rune crafted, but cheap as chips for the
the dwarf cannon one's a bit of an odd one because it's +1 strength and AP, which obviously for cannons you don't need, but it's the secondary hits.
Yes, the ones that go through the first hit.
So I don't necessarily think. I think ballistas for the rune crafted get scout in your own deployment
zone. Yeah. For the ballistas, yeah. So it's limited.
I think good choice is not to have the rune craft.
I think so on those ones, yeah. So I quite like this list. It's got a bit of everything. For Simon, some shooting,
blocks,
decent combat,
shooting,
yeah, and some flying support as well. So yeah. We're playing breakthrough and refuse flank, so that means there's going to be a fight, or at least we're going to run past each other, one or the other.
Yeah. And he's got banner of speed on like all his units as well, so that helps.
Oh, did he? I didn't notice that. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. So really cool. Refuse flank means that we're diagonal. As you can obviously tell where the diagonals were. Let's look at Simon's army. He's got his greybeards on the top left. Then the clan warriors. He's got the anvil behind them. Then he's got the Kingsguard with the yellow shields. Then he's got his hold guardians in front of a gyrocopter, I want to say. Yeah. Then he's got the crossbow shooters, again with yellow shields, but less of them. He's got a ballista just behind them. Then he's got the 2 grudge busters alongside each other, and then another ballista. So pretty good little neat deployment going on there. I pre-scented one of the grudge busters, and the reason why I did that is because you're so close together on a diagonal that I felt that if I pre-scented the grudge buster with the Rumphdons, I could potentially go through a grudge buster and then be in his flank and do all sorts of shenanigans, killing out his war machines with the Rumphdons. Because even if they fail frenzy checks, once you're in range of war machines and can charge them, it doesn't matter if you fail frenzy checks. You just go on a tear and keep going. But I wanted to kill something good with the prey scent first. I didn't have any intention of putting on the hold guardians, for example, because they just smack the Rumphdons into the air. So so that was the plan, and that's why I've deployed the Rumphdons quite out wide. I think I vanguarded to there to give them a bit of cover in order to move up in case he decided to shoot at them.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'm in a little bit of a little bunch circle, really. I mean, it's a bit of a weird one. there is this hill in the middle, which obviously gives a bit of defensive position. But yeah, I've basically just gone with a little bit of an outward facing Tegu Guard, Taurosaur for zones, Stygosaurs, and then the Skink Warriors. The Skink Warriors again were just thinking, can I get round into the very far side of that diagonal deployment for breakthrough? Because obviously his deployment zone is a lot nearer than it normally would be in this kind of deployment. So that's their plan, and they've got the Skink Chief to give them a bit extra discipline. I couldn't work out whether or not to put the Tegu Warriors on the left of the Tegu Guard or in this gap. I couldn't. And obviously being in this gap means that they are a little bit hemmed in. But the reason I went with this was because I planned on hitting Simon's left flank, right as we're looking at it, quite hard with the Taurosaur, or the Stygosaur, and the Ramphrodons. I planned on really hitting that flank hard, which meant that my Tegu Warriors would then be able to come up and move in for breakthrough. And I stacked my left flank so much with my chaff. I got my Mystics, I got my Hunters, and I got both Hunters. That's 3 units of chaff, and all of them are light troops, which means they can all stand in front of Simon's infantry blocks, one turn after the other, and keep those 3 units busy the entire game.
Yeah, so by the time they're over here...
Exactly, by the time they're over here, I chaff them. Meanwhile, I'm killing... This is all theory, obviously. Meanwhile, I'm killing everything else, is the plan. So that's the strategy going in, and we'll see how I get on. Did Simon win first turn? He did. Yes, he did. Which obviously I knew when I was deploying because he dropped first. He moves up. He bombs it forward with all the infantry. He's already up to the hill. I mean, they do have March 9, or 10. Is it with the banner? You said they got the banner, didn't you? So that's cool. The Hold Guardians move on to the hill. His Grudge Busters are a little bit more tentative, but they're in range of... Do they have shooting as well? I think they do. Can't remember what they have.
Flaming stuff, I think.
Yeah, and so obviously he's got his ballistas and cannon to shoot. Oh, where's the cannon? The cannon's near the building. I think I said that was a gyrocopter before, but it's not. The gyrocopter's on the base.
It looks like, in terms of war machines and stuff, you've got bolt thrower, cannon, anvil, bolt thrower.
That is exactly right. Yes, the anvil is not at the base of the edge of the board. You're right. The anvil is in front of the building. Correct. Cool. And there wasn't really much else to say about Dwarf turn because he doesn't have any shooting damage. I think the Stygosaur might take a wound from some shooting.
I was going to say, so they survived the cannons and bolt throwers then?
Yep. I didn't take any huge damage. I don't know what the next picture shows in terms of, well, we won't see the rest of the army. But yeah, so I went for it. I confess, I was always going to go for this. I am in. This isn't a failed charge. This is just a wingspan issue. And I get into the flank of the Grudge Buster. And I'm thinking to myself, that's exactly what I want. I've got the Praescent on. All I need to do is roll a few lethal strikes to get past his 3-up armor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've got rerolls to hit. I've got battle focus. Sheer weight of attacks means that, I'm wounding on 5s, admittedly, but the 6 is a lethal strike. And if I can just hit with everything and get some battle focus through, I should be able to make him fail a couple of those 4-up armor saves and obviously lethal strikes. So I was delighted by these Ramphrodons. This is exactly where I want them. So it looks like in my magic phase, so the Taurosaur has taken 1 wound from a shot from something.
Sure, yeah.
It might even be the cannon. Simon might have got unlucky with... No, it does D3 plus 1, doesn't it? So it can't be the cannon.
Yeah. So it's got
maybe that's a ballista or something, but I think he got unlucky with the D3 anyway.
You've got the Aegis to shooting, though, haven't you? So
I do, yes. I can't remember. Yeah, but either way, I didn't suffer too much. And yeah, I think that's just an overview at the end of my turn 1 movement. So I moved my chaff to be ready on his other side. My Tegu Guard are primed, and my Tegu Warriors are now moving into the gap that my Stygosaurs, etc., are clearing out. I did.
Chaff.
I know. It's ready to die.
Look at those dwarves. Those are you're going to be holding them up. Oh, right. And then you're coming up afterwards. Yeah.
No, there's a shiny objective over there. I'm going for that. Yeah. So this picture is upsetting. Not only can you see that there is now only one Ramphadon remaining. Yeah. But also, tell me, Lucky Sixes, I mean, the wingspan might potentially cause an issue here, but tell me how many wounds I did to that Grudgebuster.
Oh, my days. I don't even want to answer.
I mean, this might be one of those things.
You know what I have to do with those dice? That's what I'm saying.
I do. Although, let's do the thing where we work out averages and the stats
you actually go
wrong.
Oh, no, actually, it's right.
Actually, it's fair.
Only do one
right,
anyway.
Okay, so here we go. They've got 2 attacks each, and then Praesent gives me extra 3 attacks each.
You got 4.
So I've got
4 Ramphadons.
4 Ramphadons. 20 attacks, that is. 20 attacks. Okay. I'm hitting on 4s, re-rollable because of hatred.
10, 15.
With battle focus.
18. We'll go on the prudent side. It's 18 and a half, I think.
Okay. Well, we'll go lower because we obviously know the result.
Oh, no, because you've got a re-roll. No, 19.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay, fair enough. I'm wounding on 5s. That's going to pull it back a lot. So that's going to be, what,
down
6 or 7?
Again, being prudent, 6.
Okay, 6. But half of those wounds are lethal strike. So of those 6 wounds, 3 of them should go past the armor save, right? Yeah. So that's 3 wounds I should have done right from that. And then of the 3 that actually wounded, he's got a 4-up armor save. So maybe 1 more.
So it's 1 more. So 4 wounds you should do. Yeah.
Now, obviously that on average is potentially a miscalculation on my part because I thought I would be able to kill it before it did its grind attack back on me. Okay. So potentially I've miscalculated.
It looks like there is 1 wound.
Oh, right.
Way back there. If you.
Oh, yes, it just hasn't moved forward. So maybe
moved
done 1
just yet. Yeah. So,
but either way,
I mean,
he does 6. He does 6 wounds with his. I think it's 3d3 grind attacks. Is that what he's got? And then a couple of crew. I don't know. Yeah. But he kills 6 of mine, which is pretty darn good. I had a 6-up save. But they're not tough. They're supposed to kill things before you get attacked back.
Yeah.
And I run. I am stubborn, but I fail a 6 discipline, which is failable. So you can't really argue with that. But
with no reroll.
Nice for no reroll. And one thing I actually regretted in my confidence of thinking I could do better here was I was too far away from my Anorak to get any evocation support. Like rerolls to wound. Rerolls to wound would have been so good. And I just didn't have it on the range wasn't there for the Anorak to do it. So I did mess that up ever so slightly in terms of my positioning of the Anorak. So I could have helped the Ramphadons a bit more here and tapped out on that one. So yeah. But anywho, that does leave me with a bit of a bind because it means both his Grudgebusters are free to charge my Stygosaurs. I'd hoped, even if I hadn't have overrun with the Ramphadons, I'd hoped that I would hold one of them in place and he'd only have 1 Grudgebuster charging the Stygosaurs. This is a different matter. This is 2 Guardians plus Stygosaurs. That ain't great. Now, the only caveat on this one, or the silver lining, is that Praesent marker remains on one of the Grudgebusters, and my Stygosaurs have that ability as well. So I'm not bad against one of them, at least. And also the wingspan issues mean that both of them can attack 1. They're next to each other. So,
right, okay, he did that.
He did, and he didn't have to. He could have done the whole split on the bowling thing again.
Yeah,
but he didn't. Exactly, yeah, he didn't. He brought them both in flush, which great for me, you know. Otherwise, he moves all his units up. I think he's in the process of moving his clan warriors, the last unit up as well, and they're coming at me. They are coming at me. So yeah, there's that. His shooting does another wound to the Taurosaur. Again, I can't really. It might even been the crossbow. I don't know. And this is the result of the combat with the Stygosaur. Now,
squeaky bum time.
Squeaky bum time. I'm alive. Got to thank my lucky stars. I have 1 wound left on that Stygosaur. The 2 of mine did kill the Grudgebuster. That shows how I can roll dice when I need to.
Not when you need to. You needed to before.
No.
This is a
The difference is
condolence.
On this one, the difference is I'm Stygiasaur. I'm strength 5, AP 2. I'm wounding on 4s, and he's only got 5 up armor save. That's massive difference between wounding on 5s with a 4 up armor save. I don't touch the other one because I don't even attack it, and I do survive with 1 wound left. Now, because I do 4 wounds to the Grudge Buster, I actually managed to pass a low break test, which is a bit lucky on my part. But half of that is because I have this double BSB reroll, because I have that coming from the Thyroscutus as well as from my BSB unit. So, and cold-blooded means, as a lot of non-lizard players will moan about, you can never fail break tests when you're cold-blooded. I beg to differ, but on this occasion, yes, you're right. I did pass a very low break test.
Yeah.
And in come the movementtray.com arrows.
Absolutely. Very helpful.
It's like a little road sign for a roundabout, this one, isn't it?
So you know those signs in cartoons that are like this way, that way, straight on.
Absolutely. It's exactly like that. So I have, because of my miscalculation with the Ramphicons, or bad dice rolling, I had chaffed my warriors, and they couldn't charge the flank of the Grudge Buster. Now you have to deal with your own badness. But I didn't feel this was bad. This was just a miscalculation. Oh, bad rolling, the Ramphicons, So I didn't feel that was my fault necessarily that the Tegu warriors were hemmed in. Exactly. But it did mean I could charge my Tegu veteran in on his own. So you'll see he is there on his own. And he has got multiple wounds too against, when he wounds on a 5. So I think he can do all right. I also charge my Tegu guard into his Hold Guardians. And I'm thinking to myself, this is time to chaff turn 1, or on his infantry blocks, to stop them coming into the flank of the Tegu guard. And over the course of a grind, I should be able to get through the Hold Guardians and then break through and just ignore the rest of his infantry. That's my plan. I also declare a charge with the Taurosaur on the Hold Guardians. And I can't remember who makes it and who doesn't. So let's find out.
Drum roll, please. Not the Taurosaur.
Not the Taurosaur. That's exactly what I thought would happen. So I should have said it and not made myself look like a forgetful. But anyway, here goes Skink Hunter Chaff, number 1. Those boys. And they basically, I actually tried to chaff all 3. And then at some point I was like, hang on, that unit on the far side, they don't need chaffing. So I moved him over and it was like, yes, that's perfect. Because I was in the front with everything and he definitely can't get into my flank. Plus I think the whole guns will kill him.
This is an interesting thing that I would suggest.
Yes.
And I'd like to hear your thoughts on. That unit with the yellow shields, why did you chaff them?
Or Kingsguard?
I don't know, the ones with the yellow shields as we're looking at them.
Kingsguard.
The big block. Why did you chaff them so that they were in your front and not your flank?
Yeah, I could have done, because then they wouldn't have got many attacks.
But I don't know whether there was a reason for it. Because the only reason I say is because it holds them up actually a little bit longer. Because if they go into your flank, then they've got then the best they can do is just turn around to face you. Because now
rather than
they're just speed bumping rather than chaffing.
And you can go forward. No, true. Yeah, I think I was so focused on chaffing both units.
Sure.
That I did it this way, and I didn't want that flank to be quite wide.
Because at the point of you chaffing,
you're absolutely right.
They're dead. So it doesn't matter whether they go in your rear, your flank, whatever. So I didn't know whether there was any other thoughts, whether there was a reason behind it.
Lack of thought.
That's what I would suggest to viewers as well. So I'd say if you're looking for a speed bump type thing, then send them off the wrong direction.
Yeah. Also, and another reason, I mean, I didn't do it here, so shame on me, but also a good reason why that's a good idea is because if something charges into your flank, even though you're chaff and you're expecting to die, they might not have many attacks on you because you're so thin, which means instead of getting killed to a man, you will actually run away, and then they've got a choice of whether they run after you or not. Yeah. And time again, I've had a unit of skinks die or lose break from combat because they're flank charged, and then rally, and they're still chaff for later. So I didn't do it
I
now
mean,
because
in
I
this
didn't think about it.
scenario, it's less.
It's a bit, it's
it
different because you've got the clan
you got the
warriors in
others
front,
anyway,
so
so-
you know they'd kill them to a man
And
anyway.
because
But yeah.
as well, they might choose not to do it and to turn around to face your other guy, and that's fine
Exactly.
as well because
Yeah,
they could have done that regardless. But
Yeah.
it's just a thought when you're placing chaff. Has so many niches that I fail on as well. Like we've had the John Turner battle, for example, where the terrain got in my way and I moved whatever. So there's so many little tiny niches with it. It's worth. Someone told me this, and it's really helped me with chaff. It's worth just like double taking and just seeing how many, if there is any other better options with it. This is
oh yeah,
what I got
yes,
told.
that's a good point. Yeah, there you go. Lucky Sixes goes to ETC, gives all the tips out.
Oh yeah. Arrogant bastard.
No, it's good. You know, come to PTG for how to play the game because I ain't going to show you in my battles.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna have a refreshing 7-Up.
Very good. Still on that, are we? I'm just still drinking naive. Anyway,
I'm gonna keep going until we get an actual sponsor.
Great, good idea.
Please sponsor us.
So yeah, I succeed with the Tiger, and I'm thinking to myself, I can buff my unit up and deal with the Hold Guardians, and I don't think I'll kill them in one go because I'm Tiger Guard and they are rubbish. But I will hopefully be able to grind them out.
Yeah, especially with the chaff.
And also, I mean, he's got hatred first turn, so chances are he's going to kill a fair few of me in the first turn. But then the grind, every one of them I kill, he's doing less attacks, and I'm only losing back ranks. So
yeah, and you'll have magic support, right?
I'll have magic support. You're right, yeah.
Oh, meanwhile, this guy.
I mean, I'm very much getting like visibly annoyed with my Tegu veteran at this point. This is his role to wound, not to hit. So he got all 5 of his hits. Maybe I should be celebrating that.
Yeah.
But I needed 3s to wound because he's strength 6. On 5s, it's lethal strike, and that is my role to wound. So,
but you do break it at least.
But I did break him, which is just unbelievable. And also, I cast the healing spell on my Sigisaur to regain 2 wounds, and then he did 1 back. So that's why my Sigisaur survived and gained a wound. And I pursue, catch the Grudge Buster. So I've got their points. Great.
Yeah, that's
and
really
I've not lost things other than the Ramphadon. I don't think the Ramphadon returns, FYI. I think in disgust it flees away.
Yes, I'm not even rolling.
No. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. They had such a good battle in the last one as well.
They did. Yeah. They're tired. Bless them.
Tired turns. But my Sigisaur goes into the Gyrocopter, which is great, because that's something I think he can probably kill and outgrind again. Yeah. And then I'm into the backfield, which is where the Ramphadon should be. But in this combat, he had a spell off, and I don't think I get any spells off. I cast the healing spell on my Sigisaurs. So there is that. I do get 1 spell off, but because of that, I think Simon's able to shut down the rest of my magic phase, which was really disappointing because I have channel 5 in this list. So I should have a real advantage. I should be able to get 2 spells off a turn. And I don't think I do. And the hatred, not between me and Simon, the hatred that the Hold Guardians have, the hatred on the Hold Guardians kills 10 Tegu Guard. I mean, I know he's strength 6 AP3, so I've only got 6 of armor save. And he is re-rolling to hit, so 4 is re-rollable. And there is a spell on him, which I think means he's hitting better. I can't remember what it is.
I know this and this and
I
this.
know.
And he's got this and he's got this. But come on, I should be wiping him out.
No. Effectively, I think it shows that maybe I was a bit ambitious by winning this on the grind. In all my attacks back, I do 3 wounds to the Hold Guardians.
Yeah, that sucks.
And let's math hammer that one as well to see if I'm wrong, right?
No, don't worry about it.
I'm not wrong, am I? I'm not wrong. I have
Rd5.
I have 19 attacks. 19 attacks. I'm strength 5. 19 attacks hitting on Is it? I think it's only 4s actually.
Hit on 4s, win on 4s. Any rerolls?
No.
Any battle focus or anything like that? Lethal strike?
No.
So
Take a guy like good. What are you talking about?
5. Yeah.
Is it 5? Okay,
5.
so maybe
if you,
he's kept the
19,
amount of
let's say
models he
20
should
to make
do.
it easy. Hitting on 4s, winning on 4s is 5. And then he's got armor after that. So maybe, yeah.
It's not that bad, really. But yeah.
That's why. So don't matter, Emma. It makes everyone sad.
It does, especially when you're disappointed. Actually, no, being honest, I wasn't expecting to go through them.
You weren't.
I was going for the grind here. And he hasn't got hatred anymore. So every single hold guardian I kill is less attacks for him. I was just hoping I wouldn't lose so many and I would still have as many attacks going back. So there is that. But I have got now a Tegu veteran who's hanging around on the flank and he can help, hopefully. But it is Simon's turn first.
Come on the grind. Yeah.
Let's see where we go. Oh, another cannon or something.
Yeah, this must be
2 wounds
shooting.
Yeah.
Chaff dies.
Chaff dies, as it does. And he marches forwards with the other unit, of course, which is all good.
Back onto combat?
Back onto my turn. Oh, no, combat. Yes, combat. This is in his turn, combat. The Stygisaur does 2 wounds to the Gyrocopter and doesn't take any return, which is great. I overrun. I don't run it down, and I don't go into the crossbows, which is a bit disappointing because I could have gone into them with a bit more of a roll.
Sure.
So effectively now Simon's got a choice of does he try and finish off the Taurosaur or does he try and pop this Stygisaur? And I don't know which he'll choose. So
yeah,
you know,
he could do both. He got a lot of attention.
He could do both. You're absolutely right. Into the grind. I haven't killed any hold guardians,
and I didn't. Well,
I was the same agility, so this isn't him killing me before I attack. This is me with another 20 attacks.
He must have the -1 to wound off. He must have.
It must be.
Because that makes it.
You'd like to think
so much harder for you to wound.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. Yeah. So, yeah.
But onto your turn.
But onto my turn. Yes, so that was actually his turn, wasn't it? So So my Stygisaur not overrunning isn't actually that bad because I get a new charge now, so it's fine. Check out the skinks. Where have they come from?
Yeah, baby, from nowhere.
From nowhere. They've been
from downtown.
Absolutely. And all of a sudden, there's a ballista in range.
It's still a dwarf artillery, so it's still not a.
Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere.
It's stubborn, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to kill it on combat risk, so you need to actually.
I've got to kill it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Skink Chief in there, so don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it. And I charge my Tegu veteran and my Stygisaur into the crossbows. They're too close to shoot at me, which is great.
Chaff number 2, baby.
Chaff number 2 comes up.
It looks like you have provided the flanks.
I have. Look at that. I didn't even tell you to beware. I'm going to do it correctly next time. So. Obviously, the whole point about only being charged in the flank and potentially fleeing is again null because he's got his clan warriors who can just slam into the front as well. So I will die, whatever charges me. But yes, I love the light troop skink hunters in this situation. Now I am aware at this point that this is like turn 3 or 4, I can't remember, and it's breakthrough. And with my Tegu guard not really winning the grind, the Stygisaur is bleeding heavily. I haven't really made much leeway in terms of getting to his deployment zone, other than with the skinks and the Stygisaur if it survives, but he's got a lot to get through first. Whereas Simon has got 3 scoring units bearing down on my chaff. And it was really interesting at this point. Will Simon choose to ignore my Tegu warriors and my Tegu guard and just put 3 scoring blocks in my breakthrough zone, deployment zone, and win the objective? Because I would struggle to get 3 units into his deployment zone, especially if the Tegu guard go down. So this was a real critical point where it could go either way in terms of the rest of the battle. Yeah.
But this is the end of your movement, going into your magic.
Yeah.
/ combat.
Combat, baby. Skinks go through them in one turn, of course. Good lads. And I don't overrun. I just reform to face the flank of the crossbows.
Now, I'm presuming that other combat hasn't happened just yet.
Yes. It has not happened. I don't have a horror story to tell you, so don't worry about it. It still hasn't happened yet.
Still hasn't happened. Good.
But
oh,
how
me.
many Hold Guardians does Simon have left, Tom?
Oh my goodness me!
What is going on with Tegugard? I mean, it's over. The project's over. This is it. This is their last.
There's so many
ever
things that they've lost
chance.
to. Yeah, there's so many things.
They have done nothing all tournament. That is.
Now it does, as a slight caveat, it looks like he's got 2 spells off.
Has he? Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm covering out. Yeah.
Unless one of them is yours.
Yeah, one of them is mine.
Hereditary. Yeah.
It's the hereditary.
Yeah, got the hereditary.
Oof.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, this is the official announcement. I know Gobbo's been waiting for it. The Tegugard project is over. And the conclusion is Tegugard are not worth their points. End sentence.
That's a very polite way of saying they suck balls.
Yeah. I would love to have comments on purely Tegugard balance levels in comparison to other armies and what similar units do. Because I have sat down and analysed them in comparison to Imperial Infantry for Empire, which have a bit of similarities in terms of bodyguard, high strength, ranks, etc. Elite, special choice, that sort of thing. And I don't think Tegugard come out well at all. I would love to have other opinions on this for people who know.
Bigger base size as well. Technically.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, right. Well,
but anyway,
not looking good. We'll
close
move
the
on.
project. We'll move
on. Not
on.
looking good.
Let's not.
Viewers, stop crying. We'll carry on.
In the other combat, I do clear out the back rank of crossbows, marksman, so that's good. You might think to yourself, surely there's only 10 crossbows to start. How have you only killed 5? And I was thinking that too, because he was steadfast. But
champion?
I wasn't. No. No. This is purely just not killing crossbows. I mean, whatever. But it's not a terrible thing because it means that I kill him in his turn and then I charge anyway. So actually, it means he can't shoot the Stygisaur because he's in combat. So,
Silver Cloud.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. This is the chaffing. So yeah, King's Guide going to the flank of the Skinks. Simon plays his hand and basically shows that he's not turning around to kill the guard. He's going to the objective, which I think is sensible.
So this is his turn 4.
4, I think his turn 4. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah. I go through the crossbows. I wasn't even looking at that. Yeah. Yeah.
Fleeing or dead?
Fleeing.
Okay, so again,
he kills the Tegugard to a man. How many? He's still got all his Hold Guardian. I've done less than 6 wounds.
Yeah,
those Hold Guardians.
Yeah. It's 4, possibly 5 wounds over the course of
I think it might be 5 most because there's a couple of skulls on the back of that movement tray.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But effectively, he had all but 3 of his attacks for the entire 3 rounds of combat. And it was only the last one where I had less attacks. But anyway, we won't go there again. But yes, the good thing is my Anarach escapes and doesn't get run down. So that's a lot of points I keep on the board by having the Anarach alive.
For now.
So, yeah. I kill the crossbows and get ready for my next charge.
Chaff dead.
Chaff dead.
Game 5, put him in a pile.
Yep, absolutely.
The Tupperware, we'll get the Tupperware later. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ooh.
So over here, I do lots of charges. I managed to get a. How did I get a flank? Oh yeah, I think I set up the flank charge for the Hold Guardians with the Taurosaur, and because it moved forward, it was even more of a flank charge. My Anarach is rallied. Oh, did he rallied? He hasn't fled anyway. I think. Yeah, I think
not
he
yet.
rallied.
This is charging, so he might rally.
But he might rally in a minute. Yeah, exactly. But there was enough space for my Tegu warriors to charge into the front of the Hold Guardians. So brilliant.
So it looks like. Correct me if I'm wrong. The first charge you did was the Skinks into the fleeing gyrocopter thing, so that it got out of
Yeah.
the way,
Of
so
the
that your
Stygosaur.
Stygosaur could go.
Yeah.
No, with your skinks on the gyrocopter, so it got out of the way of the Stygosaur, so you could do that onto the cannon.
Onto the cannon, which meant my veteran could charge the flank of the Hold Guardians.
And the Taurosaur go in the flank.
Yeah.
These spears go in the front, and then
yeah,
very nicely done.
Yeah, it was great. You know, that is good. And if I can't kill the Hold Guardians now, then I will never play Saurians again.
Absolutely.
And I know I've said that before. Chaff time. Yeah, here we go. Now, I don't know if I've chaffed this one quite correctly with the angle of the Mystics, because I have pulled that thing before where you could charge into the front and overrun into the flank of my Saurians.
Yeah, we'll move this for specifics.
But I was expecting, rightly so, that the Hold Guardians would kill some Tego Warriors to make me a little bit further up.
Yeah,
so,
there looks like there's options.
Exactly, yeah. So
push over.
But yeah, the Mystics moved as far as they could, so I didn't actually have a lot of movement to play with there. Even though
sure. What's their match?
4-8, so it's not much.
Okay, yeah.
For light troops, they're not quick. Yeah. So yeah. So there's that.
But
yes, it
mattered
perfectly this time. I mean, look at the magic phase; it finally kicks in.
Yeah.
And keeping the Anorak alive is much the reason for that, because Spectral Blades rerolls to wound goes off, and I think I get +1 strength from the Awaken the Beast because I'm attacking before the Hold Guardians, so I prioritize killing them over defending. So I'm strength 5 with my spears. I'm reroll to wound. Yeah, the Hold Guardians don't even stand up. I kill every single one of them. I don't think they even overrun or anything like that.
Now, it could be said that if the Tegu Guard had this kind of magic phase, could have been different.
It's an interesting point.
Because these are core guys, not too different in terms of actual stat ability.
Well, Awaken the Beast only made them strength 5. Tegu Guard is strength 5 to begin with.
So if they were strength 6...
Oh, right, I see what you're saying, yeah.
And they get reroll to wound. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I mean,
yeah,
we've had it a few times.
Yeah, we have. I pursue with everything because I'm heading towards the breakthrough zone, and that means the Taurosaur is now in the backfield as well.
Yeah, going all right. This round.
I've broken through basically,
and these
are guard in doing so.
Again, to remind people that the Stygosaurs are scoring, so that's the fact that he's in combat with a thing.
Yes,
is
great. Absolutely, because it can't be shot off. Yeah. Last chaffing. You know what's going to happen there. You know what's going to happen there.
That is brutal. That is brutal. I mean, this is what happens. They immediately die.
Absolutely, yes.
Because they should.
No contest. Exactly right.
Yes.
I follow up with my next turn. I think this is Simon's turn.
No, this is because he got the charge. So I think he has.
Oh yeah.
After his turn, he's rallied.
After the
formed, and he's rallied with the gyrocopter.
That's right. You got it. Yeah. And that meant that my Tego veteran then charged the gyrocopter, which meant that it could overrun into the Lister afterwards. My Stygosaur didn't go through the cannon in one turn of combat, but that's okay because it doesn't take any wounds back. Also, my Skinks and my Taurosaur have double charged the anvil. Love that. That's fine.
It has got an Aegis, so that is.
It has.
That's not necessarily overkill.
No, and it was stubborn, so I needed to kill it as well. Unbreakable, actually. Also, there are a couple of decent fighters on the anvil. So my Taurosaur isn't it doesn't need to be careful. He's only got 2 wounds left. One more wound, and he gets half points. So but effectively, all goes very well. The Stygosaur kills the cannon. The Tegu veteran, as he should, kills the gyro, overruns into the blister. I am gonna get all these points. I think the next picture might show that I go through the anvil as well. Maybe.
I don't know. No, this is the last picture.
Oh, is it the last picture? Fair enough.
I thought we were sponsored by 7-Up, but apparently it's Cherry Pepsi. So there you
go. Okay. There you go.
The dual sponsorship today.
Yeah.
Other
Right.
soft drinks are available.
Yeah. And then I do get the points for the anvil. I
Oh,
think
slight
as
spoiler as well. I'll cover it up if you've seen it. Fair play.
well, if
But
once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Yeah. But effectively, I think it was really late in the game when Simon realised, stroke remembered the Stygosaurus scoring.
Yeah.
And that was rather gutting for him, I think, because he had 3 in my zone, and he thought I only had 2 in his zone. And then to either be reminded or find out that Stygosaurus scoring means it's 3-3, so we draw objective. So that was a little bit of a, I didn't realise you thought you'd won the objective moment when you're counting up. It's like, draw an objective, and they're like, no, I won. You're like, no, you didn't. That's a bit like, it was such a good game, and then that moment where he thinks he's got a 3-point swing and he hasn't. So yeah, there is that. But yeah, that's it.
That's it. And that was
cleared out the whole backfield.
Draw an objective.
Yes.
You cleared one flank. He cleared chaff.
Yep, exactly. Which was exactly my plan, if you remember.
Which was exactly your plan.
The plan wasn't to lose the Tego Guard on the way through, though, really. They were supposed to do the initial job rather than having the Warriors having to come and clean out for them.
And it ended up 12-8 with a win.
I just got,
very nice.
Got a few more points. So yeah, it was good. It was really good. And it does mean I get a win. It's not that big 20 I possibly needed to bring my score back to respectable. I finished on 42, which is just below halfway, actually. There are a few people who had not great tournaments in that area. So we're all around the same amount of points. So I think I finished about halfway, which is fine. I'm not expecting to come top or top 10 or anything. I would love to. But I don't think the Saurians had a great tournament in terms of their abilities. And I definitely don't think I played well in. Probably this last one was my best game in terms of decision making and stuff, although there were still some flaws. And I think overall I didn't play very well, so I can't expect much more than what I got overall. And hey, I had 5 good battles against 5 new people, and that is something to be really happy about. So
yeah, really good.
And ending with a win, so positive feeling at the end.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I do end up with 1 win, 2 draws, a small loss, and a big loss. And we all know what happened in that big loss. It could have been very different.
Yeah. So not terrible.
Actually,
it's fairly.
If you take away the big loss, I could have finished like very close to midway just by having, 4, 5 very close battles. But yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I am going to give Saurians a breather and move on to something different now. I played Saurians most of the year. I've enjoyed them. They've gone through a number of different book changes, and because of that, I feel that it is time to give them a breather. So I'm going to be playing a different army in the next tournament, which we'll see what that comes out to be.
Absolutely.
And we're also both signed up to Celtic League, aren't we?
Which you might have seen the list review we did as well.
So looking forward to some games in there. So thanks, James, for putting that on. And looking forward to Stockport as well, which is right around the corner.
Yeah,
in fact,
really.
It might have already happened when this goes out, actually.
Yes.
I think it happened
Certainly
last weekend.
Has.
So, yeah.
We're Halloween territory, aren't we? So.
So there's no point in me keeping it a secret. I'm going to play Ogres. Because you've already seen the Celtic League list review as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really no spoiler. So, yeah, for the rest of the year, I'll play Ogres, and then we'll see what pans out to that.
Yeah, man.
So thanks for watching, Cardiff. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, we all missed Lucky Sixes at the tournament, but we'll get him back.
But I'm going to Stockport, so I'll see some people.
Exactly.
Thanks to Rob and Cardiff venue.
Yeah, Firestorm, very good as always. Yeah, and yeah, we shall crack on into the next one. So I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, see you soon.
In the comments and things, if I know we talked quite a lot about chaff. Put your chaff stories and chaff tips in the comments for other people as well. Really interested to hear as many different chaff things as you've got in that regard. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, comment. Patreon, and Facebook, Twitter X.
Yeah.
I call it Twitter X.
Yeah.
And
That sounds worse.
Twitter X. Yeah. And
X
yeah,
Twitter.
otherwise, we will see you in the next form of content.
PTG
related
goodness. Absolutely.
PTG goodness. Until then, see you later.
Ta-ta. Oh, I don't usually interrupt your see you later. Sorry.